This episode of the podcast is brought to you by, again, Eastside Dogs Rock on Instagram.
Eastside Dogs Rock.
Yeah, buddy. So if you want to follow them on Instagram at Eastside Dogs Rock, go ahead and do that. And pretty cool. They made us a special coupon code today just for your Barkology listeners. The code is BARK19, BARK 19. You can use this at their website, dogsrock.com, and you'll get a 15% discount on all their fresh goods.
That's 50%, people.
It's 15%, man.
Oh, 15?
Yeah, 15. So it's still good. Still a good discount.
I was about to say, you're robbing them at 50.
So check out their selection of local goods made in the USA. They have all sorts of products, toys, treats, leashes, and more. They have some pretty cool services as well.
Which include walking. If you are one of those lazy people, or too busy to do it people, they'll walk your dog for you. They'll watch them, they'll pet sit them, play with them, take them on little explorations, which look really cool if you ever check out their Instagram. They just walk your dog through the woods.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
Which is awesome. They'll also train your dog, which is a must. And VIP services.
Boo, Greg, if you don't know what it is, you can't afford it.
Bingo.
What does that mean? What does that entail?
You tell me.
No, it's basically just if you're out of town, they'll, watch your dogs, board them, play with them, pet them, groom them, touch them, lick them. No, they won't do any of that. But yeah, they'll do everything you need to, up to 2 dogs. They'll keep them busy for you. You don't have to worry about it. They are professionals. So check them out at eastsidedogsrock.com and use the discount code BARK19 at dogsrock.com to get a 15% discount. Yeah!
Oh yeah, baby. Today we're bringing you episode 8, and it is a heater, baby.
It's a heater. Get that heater, baby. Let's go! That's amazing.
The dogs.
Is that even a real story?
That's a fact.
This is complete nonsense, Greg.
Read a book.
I guess you are kind of artistic.
Incredible.
What are you even talking about, man?
Go for broke.
I don't even know what that means. Let's get it going.
Let's get her going. Keep her going, baby. You say, forget it.
Woo, Greggy, what's up, buddy? We got some pretty cool news for this episode.
Oh yeah, we're back. I am super pumped up. I feel like it's been absolutely forever since we have been in studio again. But
it hasn't been.
Just feels like it?
Just feels like it. We've been busy, man. We've been busy. But to start things off, I just wanted to say we finally done it. We have the apparel out. We have the website going. It's live.
That means we finally made it.
Yeah. Well, we've had some demands just for, t-shirts, sweatshirts, random stuff like that. So, one of our buddies actually hooked us up. He does some kind of like website platform,
I have no idea what he does.
Yeah, no idea, but hooked us up with a website. You can get t-shirts, sweatshirts, sweatpants, tumblers, all that cool stuff on the website. And the easiest way to get there is either go to the Instagram page, it's right in the bio, or you can go to barkology.itemorder.com, and you can buy stuff off there. It's pretty cool. We'll be repping the gear. What do the kids call it, Greg?
I believe they call it swag.
The swaggy swag. Yeah, we'll be repping the swag, the drip drip. So you guys can check it out. Everything looks pretty good. It's just repping the Barkology logo. But super excited about it, so check it out. And that's barkology.itemorder.com. But yeah, what's been up, Greg?
Oh, just a really busy week. For me, a lot of studying. Studying for my next licensing.
You getting your 8th grade? 8th grade?
I'm passing middle school.
Oh, there you go.
No, it's the Series 65, which officially would make me an investment advisor.
So is that 3 digits in the butt or 2? So you're legally allowed to throw 3 in the butt, right? No, that's a proctologist, huh?
Yeah, I think you got the wrong profession.
You're the wrong profession.
I'm not an expert, but I don't think that's in my line of work.
You might be doing that in your spare time, but not professionally.
Right.
I get it.
Once again, I'm going to remind you that my mother listens to this. Sorry, Mom. I love you. You're the best. But yeah, so my brain is just completely... I don't even remember what day it is half the time. I've just been in study mode, just gearing up, getting ready to go.
Awesome. Good stuff, man. Bettering yourself. That's what we're all
And
about, huh?
what has Scott been up to?
Well, it was just St. Patrick's Day. Holla for you Irish folk out there.
Shot caller.
But Greg and I are actually, cheers, Greg, we're sipping on a little whiskey
Cheers.
today. And we thought, it might be appropriate. We tried the Conor McGregor Proper 12 for the first time. It's okay. What do you think?
I mean, I wouldn't expect much more from a $29 bottle of whiskey.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's definitely not the high-end stuff, but it is, it's pretty good. I enjoy it.
So other than drinking whiskey and eating corned beef and cabbage, Scott, what's new in your life?
Corned beef
I
and
asked
cabbage.
that like I cared.
Well,
But proceed.
secretly you do. No, I mean, I as well am starting a new job as discussed, so basically been studying as well, and I'm not in the finance industry or whatever
This
you would...
is a house of learning doctors.
Learned doctors. So yeah, just been doing, we call it home study, so I've been at home for the past week just reading, studying, working on my whatever I need to... Get out of here, Leah. Leah comes in, just licks us a few times, leaves. So I actually start in the field on Monday, baby.
Yeah.
So
Scott was homeschooled, if you didn't know.
I was not homeschooled, but I...
Sure acts like it.
Yeah, what does that mean?
You know what it means.
So that's all I've been doing, man. Nothing crazy, nothing exciting. But yeah, I'm excited to be back on the mic. But yeah, what'd you do for St. Paddy's Day?
Oh, so St. Patrick's Day is my girlfriend's birthday.
Oh, I forgot
Same
about that.
date. So I'm pretty much at her whim. I make no choices on what we do, which is fine by me because I'm usually pretty good.
No, I'm just kidding. It's her birthday. You should be.
I mean, you're not wrong. So yeah, I just go with the wind, which I pretty much do every other day of my life. So nothing changes. I'm usually pretty happy with a beer in my hand. But what we did, we went to Mulconroy's or
Is it
someplace in Fairport, New York.
Mulconroy's.
Sure.
Was Jumbo Shrimp playing? The band? Jumbo
No.
Shrimp? Oh, okay.
But some band was playing. They had a fiddle, and I was taking a leak in the bathroom. And two of the band members, two of three, come in and just start bitching. They're like, oh, he's playing like shit, yada, yada, yada. I'm like, oh, trouble with the singer? They're like, no, the fiddle player. He's drunk as fuck. He can't even play a note. I'm like, all right, boys. I'm just going to shake it and leave. Good luck to you.
I feel like the drunker I got, the better I could play the fiddle.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I mean, it's kind of...
That's how it works.
Yeah, it's the inverse.
No, I was like, I wanted to just tell him I should have. Like, listen, everyone's hammered, and your Irish music with the fiddle all sounds the fucking same. Like, every single song, I can't distinguish the difference from, so you should probably get drunk as well.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Almost slapped a bartender.
Hope it was a guy.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Jesus. That's not even a question. No, I asked for 2 car bombs.
Yeah.
Danelle's sister's fiance had never had one. So yeah, give me 2 car bombs, fills it all up. And I go to pour the shots and I spill one all over the bar. And I'm just like, hey, like, call them back over. I spilled. I'm so sorry. Like, I'll buy another shot. Like, I literally have money. Like, I will buy it.
Mm-hmm.
And he rolls his eyes and walks away from me.
Oh. That's not...
Like, I literally wanted to jump over the bar and just fucking punch him right in the mouth.
Well, he's being rude, man.
So I just stood there and wouldn't leave until someone did it. Finally, one of the nice bartenders came and, like... Actually, I told her, and she walked away, too. What the fuck? So finally the guy like comes back over because he knew I wasn't going to go and he pours me another one and I'm like trying to give him money and he just like won't take it. I'm like, dude, I'm a patron. I will buy it.
He was projecting on you because there were so many drunk people just being assholes all day.
Right.
He was just
I wasn't
taking
even
it
that
out
drunk
on you.
at that point.
It's like, this guy's being nice. I can just fucking take it out on him.
But yeah, I've got some funny stories from that.
Yeah.
Should we get into them? You were going to get into them. So
stories?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, okay, go for it.
Anyways, girlfriend's sister's fiance, we'll just call him Brandon because that is his name, got pretty wasted.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely the car bomb that got him.
I wouldn't say he's a lightweight, but he doesn't really drink.
Doesn't really drink.
Yeah.
Like, crazy happy. Good for him. But, so we take a car bomb. He goes, you want another round? Thinking...
He says that to you?
He says that to me.
Oh, you know something's going on.
So I'm like, yeah, sure. Thinking he's going to buy me another, like, blue light. I was just drinking blue light, like nothing crazy. Trying to pace myself, you know. And next thing I look over, they're pouring 2 more car bombs.
Ooh,
So
yeah.
just back-to-back car bombs. He takes this, goes to the bathroom, takes a piss, and just walks straight out of the bar.
Oh, he was toasted.
Just like, no idea that we were just walked right by us, blank face. I'm like, oh shit, I know this look. So we're like, where did he go? What did he do? They send me to go find him. Like, that's the dumbest thing you can do, is send one drunk guy to find the other drunk guy.
I mean,
Like, chances are slim. I used all of my senses and found him, though.
he just reminded me of that Always Sunny in Philadelphia episode where they're trying to get a cat out of the wall. He's like, you know what we need? Another cat.
Exactly. Like, how do we find a drunk guy? Another drunk guy.
So it worked out, though.
So eventually I remember him wanting like a quesadilla or chicken wings or something. So I tracked him down to the bar next door. And he's just shooting the shit with like some family friends. Just like completely wasted with like a group of like 4 of them. They all knew his father. And he was just like ripping on his father for not being out for something. I'm like, all right, I think we're going to go this way. But so then we're sitting at the bar. Finally the girls show up. They found us later. And he just looks up from this blank stare and goes, I got to go home. We're all like, what do you mean you got to go home? We're not going home. Like, we came here because you wanted food. Like, we're going to get food. And you're about to be seated. He goes, no. Everyone, stay here. I'm going home. He goes, Uber's here. And just hops in the Uber and goes and leaves us all there.
He had a plan, man. He had an alternate agenda for sure.
So we go back to the apartment. And my girlfriend, Dee, needs to use the bathroom. So we're in their apartment.
Yeah.
She walks in the bathroom, lights are off, like all the lights are off in the house. Pretty small so you can find it. Opens the door, walks in, and kicks him because he's passed out in his underwear on the floor.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
He went hard.
Just hard. Something just, like, it was like he was fine and the switch just hit.
That's wild.
It was pretty
man.
funny.
I haven't seen that in a long time.
Oh, yeah.
So
good for him.
He was getting after it. All right, well, hopefully he didn't regret anything, but let loose a little bit.
Yeah.
You got to let it go every once in a while. That's a good day to do it.
Oh, yeah.
You know? My day consisted of waking up, went over to, I'm going to give you the whole day in like 30 seconds. Woke up, went over to our buddy Charles's house prior to the parade, stop counting, had a spicy burrito combination that he made for us, along with 2 car bombs.
So he made spicy burritos.
For us.
That's a... Okay.
Yeah, they were delicious. You know what? They were delicious, all right?
Yeah, on the way in.
Yes, on the way in, on the way out, different story. But had a couple burritos, couple car bombs. Then we went to a party down the street from his place because he's seeing a new girl again, like number 15 in the last
she plays
3 months.
Sports and is like a complete guy and is going to leave him in another week, or
that's kind of who he's interested in.
MO?
But we went down there. It was a house that we had been in during college. It was it was a college house, and they're having a full blown college party.
Did you get like anxiety and panic?
Didn't panic, but Lee and I go in. Lee and I go in, and we're like, we need to leave immediately.
Which
because
house was it?
I'll have to point it out to you. I don't know. I don't even know who lived there, but she was there. It was a college. It was like some volleyball kids or something. Either way, you'd know if you went in.
Yeah, they don't like me. I did something bad at their party.
Pulled wires out of the ceiling, something like that.
No, I don't know.
Different house.
That's a different house.
But ended up down at Salinger's. The owner of Salinger's lives next door to us. Shout out to Dennis Salinger's, Great Bar in Rochester. Go check it out if you haven't. Went there, won a Jameson shirt, left there, went to Enright's, another
terrible bar,
Irish bar. They have a tent out back. They were playing Irish music, and then ended up getting home at like 6 p.m. So
yeah,
there it is. Probably a minute.
Interesting place.
It is.
It's
a lot of street people.
A lot of street people, street urchins there, but I've been drinking there since I was 18. So a little
they don't discriminate.
A little bit of attachment.
Well, they didn't know you were 18.
Oh, he knew. I turned 21. I had my 21st birthday there.
Okay,
so he definitely knew, and I thanked him later for just letting me in. He goes, "Yeah, you were cool, man. You just kind of came in, chilled, and drank a glass of scotch and left. So I was just like, all right, man.
Well,
It's like, and you'd always come with chicks, so I was gonna let you in. All right, man. All right.
Perfect. Actually, one thing that I want to say is we met up with Leah's brother and a couple of his friends.
Oh, yeah.
And his one friend, Pete, and I love Pete, he came out. He doesn't drink a lot, but he was toasted, kind of like Brandon. And, was getting a little bit wild. And what he started doing was just started stealing stuff off the walls, putting it in his clothes.
Yeah, Peterman used to do that all the time. Peterman and Luke.
Filling up his clothes. And I was like, I'm not associated with this kid. But he ended up being okay. Ended up getting out with a bunch of wall art. Useless Irish wall art. I mean, what are you going to do with it?
Just like...
But, he was drinking. He thought it was fun to do. So
stuff that didn't even look good in, like, your college house.
No, yeah. I mean, just print it out on, like, the worst printer paper you have.
Makes you look like a complete...
So, but he had a good time. But that's it. Let's wrap up St. Patty's Day.
Yeah.
Let's get into the stories.
No, dude.
Oh, no.
I got way more to talk about.
Oh,
we haven't been here for 2 weeks. I got a ton of
Do
stuff
it
to
up.
talk about.
Do it up.
So working my weekend job.
Cha.
Where am I going with this? Pool boy, Greg.
Short shorts.
Power went out in the hotel.
Boo.
Right? So I'm sitting there working. Power went out for like 10 seconds. Now, clearly, if the power goes out, there's going to be like a fail-safe on the elevators. So the elevators aren't going to work until someone actually physically goes, inspects them to make sure that, someone's not going to fucking die if they go in the elevator. Like, that's just like a reasonable thing.
Makes sense.
Right? So I'm sitting there, some woman comes down and she's like, oh, I stood and waited for the elevator for like a long time. Finally, it worked. She asked me, is the power still out? We're standing there with the fucking lights on. And she asked me, is the power still out? I just looked up at the ceiling and just looked at the lights. Like, actually, ma'am, you found it. You found out our secret. We're the one fucking place in the entire universe that can work lights without electricity.
Correct.
Like, oh my god.
You gotta understand.
I can't.
The people that are coming to the spa.
Fucking stupid.
The people that are coming to the spa are typically those that have been drinking for like 40 years. No. They show up. Yeah, oh, come on.
I just can't.
All right, whatever, fine. Just dumb people.
Can't. I can't anymore.
All right,
the place makes me lose just faith in...
Hey, well, shout out to you for working 7 days a week to make a little extra dough.
Thanks, Scott.
Don't lose your sanity, bro.
Yeah.
All right.
Another funny story. So we went out drinking with some of Danelle's coworkers.
Mm-hmm.
And her coworker, Dan, told me this hilarious story about his first dog that he adopted.
Okay.
Which was a little wiener dog.
A little penis dog,
Little
wiener dog.
Little odd. Apparently this dog was addicted to coffee.
Well, how does it get addicted to coffee? Who gave him coffee in the first place?
Whoever the previous owners were.
Oh,
I don't know what makes you think giving coffee to a dog was a good idea.
Especially a wiener dog. Those things are fucking like...
tiny. So apparently he'd start up the coffee maker, and like that dog would just be a Dachshund? Dachshund? How do you say it?
I think you say Dachshund.
Dachshund.
Yeah. Continue.
Anyways, so he'd fire up the coffee maker, and this thing would just be going nuts, right? So they'd pour him a cup of coffee, hot coffee, put it on the ground, and the dog would go in to smell it 3 times. Like 1, 2, 3. Realize that it was too hot, circle around it. Going again, 1, 2, 3. Do it like 3 times.
Oh my god.
If it was still too hot, this dog would like walk away, kind of pace around the house, go back and do that same routine. 1, 2, 3, like put his head over it to feel the heat. Finally, as it was like cool enough, this thing would just dive in and just like crush this coffee.
Oh my god.
So it liked cream and sugar. Took it cream and sugar. So eventually they weaned it off of sugar and then cream and then just started like watering down the coffee until they could get this dog like not addicted to coffee anymore.
God, you got the dog going through withdrawals and stuff.
Yeah, how hilarious
god.
is that? Like, who's the asshole who's giving this dog fucking cups of coffee every day?
In what situation does a dog need coffee? You're like, hey, my in-laws are coming over. Let's give them some coffee. Mm-hmm. No, that's never a situation.
Yeah.
Well, you know what?
That was a pretty funny story.
I heard a story the other day. I don't think it's a news story, but I heard it's kind of sad actually, but there was a
And don't tell
what
us.
is it? What is if there's a pack? There's a pack of dachshund dogs.
Yeah, that's a pack.
Pack. Yeah, I was gonna say pride, but that's lions or whatever.
It's a pack.
Either way, pack of dachshunds.
Herd.
No, it
A
wasn't
horde.
No.
A mob.
A horde? Are we talking about?
These are all words for groupings of different people.
Yes. All right. So it was in a foreign country, but there was a pack of dachshunds of wiener dogs that band together, probably jacked up on caffeine, dude. Might have been Mountain Dew. I don't know. Literally chased a woman down and killed her. But think about a bunch of wiener dogs attacking somebody to the point that they kill her.
Best death ever.
Well deserved.
If I'm going out, I'm getting taken down by a pack of wiener dogs.
Oh. I thought you were saying she deserved to die because she couldn't fend off some wieners.
I mean, there's the old. Like, I care about old people.
Yeah, I don't know how old she was.
If she was stupid, then I have a tolerance for old people. You know what I mean? Or people with disabilities or anything. But like, if you're just dumb.
I get it, man.
Don't feel bad.
I get it. All right, so let's get off of the weenies.
So, I was cleaning up since, hey, we're in Rochester, and guess what? It's finally starting to warm up. We hit like 50 degrees last week. I think we even hit 60 at one point.
Okay.
There's like a little bit of snow left, of course, and like the poop piles of snow.
Yeah.
So I was outside because, I needed a break from studying, and I was starting to clean up the yard, sucking up some leaves and doing all that. So I rake all these leaves out of the flower beds, and I throw them on a tarp. And I look over, and Oliver is just pissing on the leaves on the tarp that I just put on there. Like, he's such an asshole.
No, he's fucking claiming that shit.
He's the worst.
You'll send these away, Greg, but they're still mine, bruh. That's what he's thinking. Dog thoughts.
Oh. So, yeah, these leaves are mine, wherever they go.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Those are all my stories, people.
I'm out of stories.
It was pretty crazy. It's been a crazy couple of weeks here.
It's been a good time. So, so this week, when I know you had a couple stories left over from last week that you wanted to tell that were pretty cool. So, awesome.
Yeah.
I found one. I decided that I was going to kind of reflect into my past, into my childhood. And I found a story about...
But before we get into that, I'm going to give... Scott hates when I do this, and I love it. A shout out to our 9/11 hero dog.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's not 9/11, but we were talking to our buddy John, who's an officer in the Marines. So, I mean, I guess there's your.
And I'm also surprised you haven't commented on my awesome mustache yet.
Oh my! Well, I guess I've just been accustomed to how trashy your face looks.
Sometimes. So I naturally look this trashy. You're just used to it, or do I rock it so well? Just looks natural.
Let me describe
like
this.
It's supposed to have been there since birth.
Yeah, it's a thick mustache. Greg Dierté is kind of what comes to mind. But he's also got this upside-down triangle lesbian tattoo soul patch on the bottom lip that is
Scott,
dangerously... What?
That's called a flavor saver.
The bottom?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So...
if you want a little extra taste after the fact, just give it a...
The bunny hole saver, okay. But yeah, Greg absolutely looks like a pedophile. So
false.
He looks like a hipster because he's wearing a tan jacket with a flannel shirt underneath. His hair's combed nicely.
Flannel.
Okay, it looks flannel.
His
great. Hair is combed nicely, but then he has a mustache and a soul patch, and he looks like he wants to come over here and kiss me. That's about it.
Ooh.
You ain't wrong, bud.
A little smoocher action. I feel like I should be smoking a hand-rolled cigarette inside of an establishment that does not allow it. Like in the corner.
You would fit.
Like in the corner with my one boot on the wall. Yikes.
You want to know where you fit in? And this is the last story I'm telling, but it's perfect. I used to put in docks when I was in college during the summer.
Yeah.
Like docks and lakes.
Like a dock.
Dock, yes. And I used to work with my friend who was also in college. Normal.
You have friends?
And then two carnies. Smelled like cabbage, had real small hands. That whole
real
deal.
Small hands.
Yeah, that whole deal. But
was one missing an eye and one missing a tooth?
Yes.
Yeah, this is pretty typical.
But you would fit in perfect with them because they would bring a tin of tobacco,
Yikes.
hand-roll cigarettes,
Ooh.
and what they told me was they would get drunk and high, smoke a couple blunts, get real drunk, and then they'd tattoo each other. And this one guy had a nature mural on his back, his whole back, and it looked like it was drawn by a 4-year-old. I mean, it was miserable. Real nice guys, but looking back when I'm like 17, 18, 19, probably shouldn't have been around these guys.
No, they're great influences.
Great influence on your life.
And that's why you have terrible tattoos today.
Ugh.
Yeah, burn.
Disagree.
Where were we? Oh, Riley. 9/11 rescue dog. So Riley was a golden retriever.
Very nice.
Who assisted the 9/11 search and rescue efforts, was trained to find live people. Still, he did help recover several bodies of firefighters. But Riley, despite the fact that he wasn't finding living people, he was a little distraught, only because his job, he was only trained to find live people, kept finding cadavers. So his owner, tried as much as he could just to, keep enforcing him that hey, you're doing a great job. Like, even if you're not finding live people and they're not, and their dad, just keep it up. There is a story of a lot of firefighters, because they're finding their dead.
It's sad too, because you can train a dog, through the positivity training, and hey, great job, you found a live body, blah blah blah, in training, but they have that emotional intelligence to be like, hey, this person's dead, and all day they know they're not doing anything wrong. They're still
like kind of like
affected
sad,
by it, man.
yeah.
It's sad.
Yeah. So all these firefighters were super happy, even just to find their dead station members, if you would.
Yeah.
Would just give Riley a big hug and a pet, and you'd see these people just crack a smile, which in that sort of time, really meant the world to them. So, shout out to Riley. Thank you for your efforts and your duties during the tragic 9/11. Oh.
Riley, boss man, that's awesome. We should do one of these like every other week or something if we can.
Yeah. I'm into it.
That was good. Short and sweet, but shout out to Riley.
Yeah.
He's a true hero, man.
Yes.
I'll give him that. I'll call him a hero. Good boy. I'll pat his butt. I'll scratch his ears.
Dogs love the little butt scratch.
A little butt scratch, baby.
Especially golden retrievers.
I know. Like your dog?
Yeah. So
yeah, go ahead. You want to tell it from my perspective?
No, I'll go first. So I gave my dog a bath. He's been very overdue. It's been winter, but so we don't really want to get him all wet and take him outside just to freeze to death. Finally, it's warm. Got a nice sunny day, and I was out cleaning leaves like I told you, and I just let him run around the backyard. And obviously, he's a complete asshole. Digs holes, eats stuff he shouldn't, comes back just covered in mud. Run upstairs, give him a quick bath, and let him dry off. And it's like an hour after I'm patting him, he's still damp, and there's just my hand is just covered in fur. So much fur. I go, I gotta do something.
They know, their bodies know. It's like, hey, it's springtime,
right.
shed right. Immediately.
He's in shed mode. There's just hair falling off of him by just looking at him. So I take him outside. I plug in my shop vac. Put it on reverse. So my 5 horsepower shop vac, put it on reverse. Basically, I have to hold him down to because he hates it.
Yeah.
He hates it, but he did adjust to it.
It's got to feel okay for him, but I can see how he's the noise is a little bit much.
Yeah, and I just hosed him down, and I'm telling you, hair is blowing off of this dog in sheets. It looked like it was snowing dog hair. And I'm covered. I had to hose myself off at the end.
Yeah.
Blew my face off, everything. But so I'm just shop vacuuming this dog's butt, right? And actually, I did catch him at one point where I was doing his belly, and he kind of just gave that belly spread, ooh, I kind of like this. But then he realized what was going on and was like, wait a second, you can't fool me. But so I'm just blow drying this dog's butt, and I'm doing it the opposite way of the fur because that's how it it would come out easiest.
It just blows off. Yeah.
It was just blowing off. So at the end of this, I look at his butt, and all of his hair is curled upwards and backwards, and his booty is just so fluffed up. I gave his butt a perm.
Yeah, nice little blonde perm.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Well, what I was going to say is we posted a picture on the Instagram page at Barkology Podcast on Instagram. Check it out.
Mm-hmm.
But you took a pretty cool picture from behind. You're doing that like Instagram girl pic, but for Oliver.
He nailed it.
He nailed it. But he looks like, for all of you Dragon Ball Z fans out there, I know there's probably a couple, if not completely neglect this, but he looked like Goku Super Saiyan Level 3. Shout out to Kevin Castle and Eric Castle because they know what I'm talking about. With a huge mane of glowing gold hair.
Yeah.
So that's exactly what I thought about.
Right.
But
you haven't even seen his final form.
His final form, level 4.
You won't get it, guys.
Let's get into the stories, though, Greg, because I'm
let's-
tired of talking about Dragon Ball Z.
Let's do it.
Nice,
We've been bullshitting too much. Time for some stories.
This is the meat. I feel like if you're
You
thinking
say
about
that every time.
no, I'm gonna do a different analogy. So, if our podcast was a sausage, this would be. Actually, I don't even know how to compare.
The meat.
Well, the
like
meat.
You're not doing anything different.
But there's there's so many different
potatoes.
things. There's so many different things inside a sausage. You know, it's just kind of like the random shit, and I don't want that to be the analogy.
No, you're wrong.
All right, well, here we go, folks.
Sorry about him.
I'm gonna
idiot.
As I was saying before, Greg interrupted me 2 or 3 times previously. I was looking back into my childhood, and one movie that I loved.
I'm surprised he can remember past yesterday.
Well, I do. I still do it, Greg. But one movie that I loved, and actually we watched it maybe a couple years ago, Greg.
We did.
Yeah, and you know, it's a movie that you look back now as an adult, and the people that filmed this thing are like literally directing these kids to just say like the most womanizing and hilarious things that the kids have no idea what they're saying. You know what I mean? You look back.
How'd they turn out today?
I don't know. I don't even want to look.
Are they gonna get thrown off of Twitter because they're misogynistic anytime soon?
I don't know.
For something,
it might not be that.
For something they did as a child.
I hope they all turn out great, Greg.
I'm heated at this point.
But
I don't know why.
What I'm going to talk a little bit about is the Little Rascals.
Yes.
Little Rascals.
Let's go.
And do you remember what the dog's name was?
No. Spot.
Nope.
Bullet.
Nope. Close.
Target.
Nope. Close. And why do you? I can see where you're going though because it had the ring around the eye. Yeah. It's just Petey.
Damn it! I was
It's just
not
Petey.
close at all.
You were close, but we'll talk a little bit about Petey.
Tell me more about Petey.
Haven't read the story, don't know where it's going to go, but all I remember is like this one scene from the Rascals where Alfalfa's writing his love letter, and it starts out, it's to Darla, and he's like, I hate your stinking guts. Love Alfalfa. He's like, what? What's your favorite part?
Definitely when Pete, the 2 kids are fishing on the dock.
Okay.
So both.
Oh, I forget what's the little black kid's name? He's got the dreads.
I have no idea.
I forget. Okay.
Why would I know that?
I don't know.
But
okay,
anyway,
but
so
they're
they're fishing, and there's one's facing one way on the dock, the other's facing the other way. And I think their lines get hooked together.
Oh, under the dock. Yeah.
Under the dock. So one kid's reeling it in, the other kid starts leaning over. And they go back and forth, and then finally Petey, the dog, grabs the one kid's butt by the pants and pulls him back, and the other kid falls in the water.
And sucks the other kid in, yeah. Good stuff. All right.
I love that movie.
It's a good movie. Definitely watch it.
He-Man woman haters.
He-Man woman haters. Yeah, see that was their club slogan, I guess.
Sorry kids, that does not fly today.
Yeah, you can't do that today. You won't find that on Nickelodeon these days. All right, so I'm going to start this story about Petey. I'm not sure if it's about like his history. I think he was a pretty famous dog, though. We'll find out.
He is a movie star.
Movie star. Bigger movie star than you and I will ever be.
Not true.
Maybe. Probably. All right, so Petey became famous as one of the most lovable and recognized dogs in film history. I mean, he still is probably one of... It's him and, like, Hooch from Turner and Hooch. And Air Bud.
Yeah, Air Bud.
Who else?
Lassie.
Lassie.
And Rin Tin Tin.
Yeah, Rin Tin Tin. Go fuck off. I'll give Lassie a shout out. Save people from Wells.
Yeah.
In no way. I mean...
Think about it. That show probably aired for what? Years?
Ever.
Like
I mean,
forever.
you'll probably find it on some channel
They
nowadays.
probably still play repeats.
All right, I'll give you
And
that.
all that dog did was run up and bark and save people from wells. They had an episode, or they had
Multiple
show
episodes, probably.
about a dog doing the same exact fucking thing, and it aired for years.
Little Timmy's stuck in the well.
He's
like, "Oh, save him! I'll run 100 miles."
Over and over again.
Yes.
Fantastic.
Yeah, all right, I'll give you that.
Back in the day. The good old days.
Good old days.
God, I would have killed it back then.
We're oversaturated with stimulation nowadays. We could have just watched black and white Lassie saving people from a well. Not even using words. It was just a dog. It was literally just filming a dog in front of a well and then running somewhere.
It's like farting in bathtubs, laughing your ass off.
so unrelated. But
you know what this reminds me of? So I left. So Oliver, my dog, my golden, he's been doing this thing where he climbs under the end table a lot, and he crawls under the end table. And
in what room? In what room? Sorry.
So there's one in the living room.
Okay, just
so
like a side table, like a
like a coffee. No, not a coffee table, like an end table.
No, I know.
How much more to an end table?
I know what you mean.
I'm sorry, I'm yelling today. I'm kind of hyped, everyone. So he crawls under there, and he thinks he's stuck, so he can't get out. And I must have been watching something or doing something, but he was under there for like an hour. And I felt really bad because I didn't really think he was stuck, but he was. I don't know why this reminds me of this, but it was like the scene in What's Eating Gilbert Grape?
It's coming full circle. No, tell the story.
When Johnny Depp leaves DiCaprio, Leonardo, in the bathtub, and he's just sitting in the bathtub for like hours, and he looks freaked out. Like, I felt like that. I felt like Johnny Depp. He just left in the bathtub for like hours.
So that's the way Greg's brain works. So it all started. The whole comment, farting in bathtubs, laughing your ass off, is from the movie Tropic Thunder.
Yeah.
But that popped up into your head because you were immediately thinking of DiCaprio stuck in the tub. Mm-hmm. And then you thought about Oliver under the end table and how you neglected him. And then you moved back to Johnny Depp neglecting DiCaprio in the tub.
Yeah.
Love it.
It's called the brain synapse, Scott.
The synapses? They're obviously not
but dude, how good
is
Leo?
Yeah, Leo's the man. I'll give him that.
All right.
I mean, I'd
just tell your story, Scott.
All right, I'm in. All right, so The Little Rascals, originally called Our Gang, is a short comedy film series created by producer Hal Roach. Don't care. It's about a group of poor neighborhood children being their adventurous selves, kind of like you and I did. Like, hey, Greg, where are you today? I don't know. I'll walk around the neighborhood, find your bike. Then I know you're cheating on me with my other guy friend when you're like 12. You know.
Oh, you're cheating on with bikes?
Oh, yeah. Seriously, man. Cheat on each other with other friends. You're like, I thought you were my best friend.
Oh, yeah, dude.
And then you're not.
That never happened to me. I was too cool.
Oh, yeah.
I was the cheater. I was I was the mistress.
You'd plant bikes at houses to stage like interactions.
I'd be like, "Oh, you're best friends with him?
Oh.
You want to come over and play video games?"
Oh, God.
Boom!
Stop seducing me. Petey, seen as a nanny dog, is the kid's loyal and affectionate companion who protects and entertains them.
What do you mean a nanny dog?
You know what? It's a word that is spelled a nanny as one word, so a nanny dog, a nanny dog. I don't know. I just assumed it means he's like the dog
like
that's
maybe
supposed
like
to watch the
is
kids.
It like anonymous?
No, I don't think so.
Do
I think it's like the dog that's
anonymous?
supposed to, like, maybe back in the day.
Guardian.
Yeah, guardian, like like watching over the kids.
Because I think it was both. He was like anonymous because no one knew who owned him.
But also taking care of the kids, like watched out for him. Like those kids, the situation.
We just make a new word?
A nanny dog, maybe. But the situation you were talking about, where they're fishing, they probably would have both ended up drowning.
Oh, they would have just reeled each other in.
Until they're reeling each other face to face underwater.
Oh yeah, little kids.
You can't
just
leave
so
them
stubborn.
alone.
Like, I'm catching this fish or I'm gonna die.
Also, where are their parents? Poor neighborhood. I don't want.
Oh, dude, there's not a parent in this whole movie.
No, I know. I don't want to get into it. All right, so the first dog to play Petey in Little Rascals was an American Pit Bull Terrier named Pal, owned by Harry Lucani. Don't care. Many sources say Pal was hired in 1927 and his career ended in 1930. 3-year career. Pretty good career for a dog. Died of suspected poisoning by someone with a grudge against Harry. I mean, how fucking shitty of a person do you have to be to kill a dog because you have a grudge against him because he has a better acting career than you?
Wait, I didn't listen
Good
to any
God.
of that. I zoned out, man. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. I saw you looking at your feet. It's fine. So he had a 3-year film career, Pal, the original Petey, and then he got poisoned by some human that was like so angry at him because his film career was 3 years as a dog, which is like a third of your life, and killed him. Pretty fucked up, right?
I hate people.
Yeah. All right, so Pal's puppy, Pete, replaced him in the show after his death, according to Ted Lucchini.
Wait, so there were 2 different dogs?
Well, I'm just talking about the original dog that played Pal back in the day. So the Rascals,
Little Rascals.
The Little Rascals were
Is
based on a spin-off of a story called Our Gang, which was older and older.
Shit.
So Pal's puppy Pete replaced him in the show after his death, according to Ted Lucchini, Harry's son, who grew up with Pete. There were other Petes, but this is the original Pete. So he's kind of badass. This is the OG Pete. Many sources say Pal had a partial ring around his right eye, which was made into a complete ring with a permanent dye in Hollywood makeup artist Max Factor. Don't care about Max. And Pete was given a complete ring around his left eye with makeup in the movies. However, according to...
it did look like marker.
I mean, it was clearly marker.
Permanent marker.
But I could see how certain... My brother has a dog. We call him the cow dog. He's like a retriever, pit bull, bunch of different dogs mix. And he's got like a ring around his eye.
Which brother?
Eric.
Oh, okay. If it was Kevin, that's terrifying.
No, he doesn't have a dog. He can't take care of a dog. Yeah.
At all.
According to Ted, the ring around Pete's eye was natural in reality, like the original Pete. It was natural. He just had this circle around his eye.
How is that even possible?
I don't know. He was born with it, apparently. Tiffany Pfeiffer, Ted's granddaughter, says the black ring around Pete's eye was not the work of a makeup artist. You know what? Hey, Ted's granddaughter, go fuck yourself, Tiffany.
I'm calling bullshit, but...
Yeah,
does it fucking matter?
Doesn't matter. You know, it's cool.
It doesn't matter.
To think about it, awesome. The natural skin coloration was such an oddity that it became certified Ripley's Believe It or Not. Shit. Okay, well, do we believe in Ripley's Believe It or Not at this point? I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know.
I feel like they, you know, girls.
I've been on a very skeptical run lately.
Yeah, I can see that.
And I don't trust anything unless it's published in a scientific journal. And even then, I'm still biased. I'm still like...
Oh, you have to be.
Like, if the journal is leaning one way or the other...
I mean, who... Well, yeah.
I'm still like, skeptical...
And who's funding that?
That they're...
Who's
right.
funding the
If
paper
they're not
research
using confirmation bias.
So, shit, what was I going to say?
I don't know.
Oh, yeah, so Ripley's Believe It or Not, I mean...
Dude, that was the most badass back in the day.
It was a cool show.
I had my one friend who his dad would buy him the books, and they were like thick, like 100 pagers.
Yeah, this was like before internet.
200, no, maybe like 230. Yeah,
room.
before internet. So you just ripped through this book, and you were just like trying to find that one thing
like,
that
this
you
guy's
could beat.
8 feet tall. Oh,
dude,
you're saying
that you
like,
could beat. Like, what challenge can we do?
Oh, are you talking about the Guinness Book?
A world record.
Yeah, not
Ripley's.
I mean, they kind of go hand in hand.
Ripley's was fucking weird.
Yeah, weird stuff.
That was just weird. But like the Guinness Book of World Records, you get that thing and you just go page by page, be like, yo, what can we beat? What can we beat? What can we do? How do we get in this book?
We could honestly do a podcast and be like, hey, let's do a podcast where we say fuck most out of any other podcast, and like have the not Ripley's people, the Guinness Book of World Records people.
Most times saying the swear word fuck on a recorded podcast.
And it differentiated. Dude, it can't just be fuck, it's got to be saying.
I'm pretty sure if we say it like 20 more times, we'd probably be
We're pretty close. All right, so, what I was going to say is, though, this ring around the dog's eye, might have been like a subtle ring of black hair, but then you think about the women today and these girls today
who draw their eyebrows out.
Yeah, they're like real thinned out, and then they draw them in with the charcoal. I don't know what is makeup made of. I have no idea. So that's how I think they did it.
This is in the fucking like Greek era. Like, what do you?
I don't wear makeup. I don't know.
Could be.
All right, so let me finish. All right, Pete retired from the show in 1932 after Harry was fired, his owner, from the Hal Roach Studios. Fuck Hal Roach again. But the lovable dog continued to please his fans. The family would spend summers in Atlantic City, New Jersey, gambling city of America. This dog was a fucking... I mean, he was into it. This dog was in the mix. A lot of drugs, I'm sure. We take Pete to Steel Pier, where children and adults can meet him and pose for photographs, probably collecting a good dime. Pete died of old age in 1946 when Ted was 18 years old. Ted said he was a gentle, playful, and warm dog. He would sleep at the foot of my bed. He was just a regular family dog. I really miss him. So he died when Ted was 18. So Ted, his owner,
Yeah.
was like a 10-year-old person when he got him. And back in 1932, that was like a normal thing. Like, you're an adult at 10, you have your dog.
Like, you have responsibility.
Yeah.
Well, dude, that's just... dog ownership was a lot different back then.
Yeah.
Like, my mom tells me stories of her dog. Not Schnatzy. That was my aunt's dog. Oh, she just told me the name yesterday. I forget it. But anyways, the dog would literally just roam.
Yeah,
Like, it just looked like it would come and sleep there and, like, maybe catch a dinner there.
Mm-hmm.
But that was about it. It would just, like, pop into the neighbors, get a little snack here, pop in the other neighbors. Like, they just let dogs do whatever they wanted. And they were just, like, fine.
Makes sense.
And now we baby them. We're, like, the worst helicopter parents ever.
Of dogs, yeah. I agree. All right, so wrapping this story up. The child actors loved working with Pete. Jackie Cooper, who was allowed to take Pete home with him for the weekend, wrote in his autobiography.
Who?
Jackie Cooper. He must have been a reporter at the time. I'm not sure.
Name.
Jackie Cooper, yeah. Might have been a guy, might have been a girl. Who knows? I loved that dog.
Jackie Moon.
Jackie Moon, yeah. To stay a whole weekend with Pete was an idea of glory and paradise combined for me. After Pete's retirement, other unrelated dogs were used to play Petey and the Little Rascals. Oh, so all of the stories we just told were not the actual Petey from the movie. Just so you know.
I am thoroughly disappointed.
It's all based on previous dogs. And the rings were applied to their eyes, some around the right eye, some around the left eye.
So this is the OG, like...
Yeah, so this was about the OG
please
Petey.
Stand up.
Yeah.
Please stand up.
Please stand up, please stand up. Yeah. So that's where we're at. So Petey, the dog in the Little Rascals, was a knockoff. Still pretty badass, though. I liked him. He had a dick on him. I'm looking at a picture right now. He's got 2 feet, and then he's got a bigger foot right in the middle, and it's his cock. That's it, Greg.
I'm sorry, everyone, for the cock talk. When Scott gets nervous or doesn't know where he's talking or talks himself into the corner, I've noticed that he just talks about dicks.
What would you talk about?
What's beeping? Is it just the camera?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we're
Yeah,
fine
we're
then.
fine. We're
All right,
good.
keep going. All right, what would I talk about?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Just tell me your story. Please.
I would talk about python dogs.
What is a python dog?
Thank you for asking. I will tell you.
Look at him telling me I'm an ass for talking about cocks, and he's ripping
I
out the
couldn't even follow
python
your
comment.
story. So here is the python.
Are you referring to dicks or
Python dog? Yeah.
is this actually the
See him?
story?
Here he goes again. He's talking about dicks.
I thought you were doing it on purpose.
Is it a mustache?
It might be.
You can't even look me in the eye
I
right
got a
now.
stash. I'm talking about the
He's
pythons.
just looking at my lips. So, have you ever heard of a python hunting dog?
No.
Probably not. So, pythons are usually a threat to almost all beings. That is true, even pets, because they are constrictors and they can kill if a living being is unfortunate enough to get caught in their coils. For many ages, dogs have almost always been overwhelmed when it comes to encountering a python and large constrictors. Right?
Obviously, those things will choke you to death.
I mean,
man.
pythons are, easily the biggest snake on Earth?
I think ball pythons can get up to those, and certain types of anacondas are like 20 plus feet long.
They eat people.
Yeah, terrifying.
Like, all the time.
Children.
All the time.
If you get eaten by a python and you're an adult, you're like that woman that got killed by the dachshunds.
Well, not necessarily. I mean, if you live in, India, they have a lot of pythons, right?
I'm sure in the
Like
jungle.
the Amazon or the Amazon.
Amazon
It's not
anacondas,
India.
yeah.
It's different.
Yeah, I'll agree.
Like snakes are a real problem. We're fortunate enough up north here. Yeah, it's an issue.
That's what I think I know about it.
So they bring in 2 special Labradors, Jake and Ivy, who were trained to hunt and kill pythons in the Everglades.
Mm-hmm.
Burmese pythons were released by irresponsible owners in Florida's Everglades National Park in years past and have become a very serious problem, just as Scott has said. And this was also published in Field and Stream magazine.
Hell yeah, that's a legit mag.
Much ink has already been spilled about Florida's This is all bullshit. I'm not going to read that. So the possibility of hunting giant snakes with dogs brings on a new dimension to the upland experience. So Christina Romagosa, a researcher at Auburn University, said she was proud of the 2 labs who definitely knew what they were doing. In the university's Eco Dog Detection Program, it is a multiple agency sorry, this is just stupid.
No, that's cool though. I mean, because Auburn's in Alabama, so
right.
So she's making her way down with the dogs to the Everglades to do it.
So to put some context to this, this Christina, working a researcher out of Albany. Auburn?
Auburn. It's Auburn. It's Auburn University.
It's a whiskey. God damn it, Conor McGregor. Train these 2 dogs to just go kill pythons in the Everglades.
Pretty awesome.
These trained snake hunting dogs were trained for months, which involved them taking swimming lessons and learning to approach their targets safely. So in November of 2010, they were assigned to the Everglades for the job. They scored 19 pythons.
Holy shit.
Right?
Big boys? Probably big ones, you think? All right, let me hear about it.
Right around 6 to 8 feet in length.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so they're not full grown, but they're still... I mean, I'm not fucking with a 6 to 8 foot python.
No. And their biggest kill was a pregnant python carrying 19 eggs. Ooh. Boom!
Ooh, yeah,
that's like a
Kilimanjaro
right there.
Kilimanjaro.
Killtacular.
Halo reference.
Yeah, sorry. We used to play a lot of video games. So yeah, compared to humans, python hunting dogs are actually around 2.5 times more accurate in hunting down the pythons. So obviously they can smell.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense.
People, well, our noses are dumb.
Can I smell your dick?
So they can find them at least 2 times faster than humans can.
Cool.
Detecting in teams comprised of 2 to 6 members. So they're more than twice as fast. They're 2 times 6, 12 times faster.
Yeah, I feel like the only time they'd be at a disadvantage if they're swimming in like kind of deep water. You know, maybe waist deeper.
No, they're labs.
I know, but they can swim. But I think
the snake can swim faster.
There's something. Oh, maybe I'm thinking of anacondas. So maybe pythons are more on land. The Everglades are a pretty swampy place. So I mean, I don't know. It could just be that. I'm not sure, man. So
that's true, but excuse me. Yeah, but they're
God bless you.
They're labs again, so their feet are webbed, so they can swim pretty good.
Yeah, that makes sense. Good point.
So the dogs, the way that they were trained, what they actually did was put python urine on coffee filters, so they could just like detect the scent. So later on at the University of Florida, they encountered real pythons, which are of course enclosed for the protection of them.
Good. Yeah, for training purposes.
And finally, they went off to the Everglades for some more pythons training and actually hunting of radio tag pythons. So they introduced them slowly, so they kind of had pythons they knew of.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. I mean, you the ones you have, it's almost like you're training a dog to track anything else, but then you're like, hey, there's 10-foot pythons that we're actually trying to kill in the Everglades. I get it.
So apparently this Ramengoza, forgetting the first name, but nobody cares, was eventually surprised when the dogs told them they found a snake, like a real snake. And Ramengoza did not notice that it was right below her, near her feet.
Is this in the Everglades?
Yeah.
Oh, Okay, no, that makes sense then. All right, so she's in the Everglades, and then what?
Yeah, a snake basically creeps up on her and they detect it before it strangled her and killed her.
All right, sucked her down. Sucked her down into the mess, man.
Traumatized that a lot, but it is still awesome. So other stuff that they needed to learn when in training includes things that can break up the scent signal.
What's that mean?
So if like the wind current changes directions, they lose the scent, or if they like climb up large objects or like
they
stroll through a stream.
They're on a scent and then they lose it. All right, cool.
They're trained both in short and tall grasses and to stay in the safer zones when attempting to track down and hunt down pythons for their own safety.
Yeah, so there's probably situations where it's more dangerous for the dogs to be in this situation than the python.
Sure.
So they have to be like, hey, I understand what's going on. I'm not going to put myself in this situation.
Right. I'm not just going to try and pounce on this python if it's got the upper hand.
Yes. Yeah, good point.
Right? So where was I? So apparently that safety zone is around 15 meters away from the snake. And afterwards, they are rewarded with goodies and treats, yada, 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 just as you would train any other dog. So apparently it sounds like they get into like 15 meters.
Yeah.
And just kind of like chill and wait to either
kind of
like,
bark and signal and do whatever. Okay.
Yeah. So some of the snakes that were caught were euthanized. Oh, so apparently they're not killing them.
Well, I mean, euthanizing is killing them, but
the dogs aren't. The dogs aren't.
Oh yeah, the dogs aren't. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I mean, it was pretty savage for me to say that they're just like chomping them, like
bite their heads off.
I was talking about one dog getting fucking constricted, and then the other. No, it's not like that at all.
All right, so apparently these dogs are just tracking down pythons. They're not actually killing them.
It makes sense, and with bloodhounds, if you're tracking down whatever game they're chasing,
sure.
A lot of the times, I know, like if you're talking about like serious wild game, they'll chase black bears up
like
trees,
up trees and stuff. Yeah.
So okay, that makes more sense.
So anyways, they get within 15 meters of the snake, and then they just bark a lot, or like chase up a tree or something. I would assume.
Okay.
So some of the snakes were caught and euthanized. Yikes. All right, though, and some were turned over to the National Park Service biology for research. Mm-hmm. There are some snakes that were tagged and radioed with radio devices for studies, and some were given to the Nature Conservatory for training on snake catching.
Which is, I think it's a weird situation because they're not native to like Florida, as far as I know. So it's how do you approach this? Yeah. So how do you approach this situation? Sorry, I thought I said that.
No.
So how do you approach this situation where you're like, we have all these snakes, it's becoming a problem in the Everglades. What do we do with them? We tag some, we euthanize some, So
right. How do we get them out?
It seems like they're doing it right for now to, figure out the best way to regulate them.
Right. Who knows? Nature. So unfortunately, after these dogs found, what was it? I said 16 snakes, 19 pythons.
Hell yeah.
They couldn't find any more. So either the snakes got smarter or they got rid of them all, which is like a win, but I don't think they did. They ended the program because they couldn't find any more pythons.
Okay, well, I think that's a successful, program.
Right. I call it a success.
There's programs you put out that last years and years and years, and the reason they last that long is because you're not, going out and succeeding in what your goal is. So I think they probably succeeded, and they're like, hey, we're done finding them. I think we're okay at this point.
Right. So, yeah, they found 19, and they estimated that there were maybe several dozen, if not a few hundred.
Oh. Well, that's a big differential. We got like 12, 24, 36, or we have hundreds.
Right?
Okay.
So, a permanent program will most likely be established to eradicate this little python problem.
We'll see, man. I mean, I've seen posts on YouTube and Instagram where there's pythons on like greens of golf courses down in Florida.
Fuck that.
Like 12, 15-foot pythons just out there, hanging out, sunbathing, trying to get warm. And they're like, what am I supposed to do? Can I chip in this situation? So we'll see what happens,
Could you chip it onto the snake's head?
You got to be good. You got to be good to do that.
Definitely try.
I'll shank one real low worm burner and just rip the thing's head off.
Could you imagine if you just like chip the putt and chip the ball and hit a python right in the head?
Yeah, it wouldn't be good.
Think it would eat it?
I don't think so.
No?
I think it'd be more like a explosion type situation.
So you're chipping grenades.
Yes, basically.
I mean, if I owned a golf course and there was a python on it, I'd probably just have to throw a grenade. I would just go
savage.
right to grenade.
So savage. We'll create a new sand trap.
Right. It's like that, the video I watched today, where some guy was eradicating a European wasp nest.
Okay.
So, these wasps are like taking over the entire inside of a tree.
Okay.
Giant.
Massive tree.
And he's filming this whole thing. And he's like, oh, you really can't tell in the video, but these wasps are over 1.5 inches large.
Yeah, no thank you. I'm not fucking with wasps.
And he's like trying
especially
to
for that.
vacuum them up and shit. And that's when I just burned the whole tree down.
Wait, he's trying to suck them in with like a shop
The
vac?
shop vac.
Oh my god. What an idiot. He's gonna get stung to death, man.
That's where I just go to burning the tree down.
Yeah, oh no, burn it down.
Like it's done.
Probably a half dead tree anyways
Right.
if they're if
haul
they're
it out.
if they're occupying half it anyways. All right.
Yeah, what are we talking about?
All right, let's wrap her up. buddy.
Okay.
Perfect. All right, so thanks again to our sponsor at Eastside Dogs Rock on Instagram. We're out of here, man. I think I said at eastsidedogsrock.com, but I meant on Instagram, so follow them on Instagram. Promo code specifically for Barkology fans or anybody that is listening, Bark19, and you can use that at dogsrock.com to get 15% off all of their shit, all their stuff. You can get leashes.
That is a 1-5.
1-5, not 5-0, 15%. But you can get 15% off on leashes, food, toys, all of their services. It's going to be awesome. So definitely utilize that if you're in the Rochester area. Super pumped about that. And in addition, don't forget to check out our new gear at barkology.itemorder.com. Sweatshirts, t-shirts, pants, tumblers, all of that cool stuff. We're going to be rocking it next episode or the episode after that. But definitely get in there and check it out. It's pretty cool. You know, if you're a fan of yellow dogs, labs, retrievers, all of that stuff.
If you're a fan of dogs.
Yeah.
Well, if you're just a person
yeah.
with a heartbeat,
If you're a human,
with brain functions, you should probably just go buy one.
yeah, check it out. And
if not, you're a terrible person. We hate you. No.
Just kidding. But you can follow us on Twitter at BarkologyPod, Instagram at BarkologyPodcast, and check out in the bio. You can find out where to get the apparel. Spotify, Barkology Podcast, YouTube, Barkology Podcast, and on Podbean, barkology.podbean.com. And that is all, folks. What is that from?
I don't know.
And that's all, folks. I think that's Bugs Bunny.
No, I think you just turned into a cartoon again. We almost made an episode about cartoons, Scott. So, wag more, bark less, baby.
Adios.